All right, welcome. I'm Heather Bryant. I'm an oracle, shaman, corporate healer, and started channeling out of the blue a couple of years ago after leaving corporate America. And I'm here with my friend and business partner, Bethany Londyn, who's also a corporate healer and channel. And today we are channeling the energy and the health of the business for DoorDash. We were every week we get together and we channel for corporations and post them on social media so you guys can all see what we do. This is what we do for our CEOs and corporations that we work with. And DoorDash was the one that we got the hit for to do today. So that's what we're going to read today. And
it's really funny because we did Disney, we did Dyson, and now we're doing DoorDash. We're gonna have to like leave the D's, but
that's what I didn't even notice that. Yeah. And just to remind you guys, for the month of March, we're running a special of just a quick energy reading of your company for $100. So for $100, if you want us to look at the energy of your company, then we will do that. And then the next step after sending you that information, the video along with the notes of the energy reading, the next step would be to book a discovery call with us where we would talk about how we would deep dive further into your company and help you not only increase the profitability of your company, but the sustainability of the profitability, the overall health of your company, and the retention of your top talent within that company as well. So take advantage of that. We've got 8 days left this month. It's been super fun. We've done this for quite a few of our corporate and entrepreneurial clients, and it's been a blast. So, all right, I'm just going to kick off.
And I have some stock. I have some stock in DoorDash. So I'm curious. I'm real curious. I'm like, why didn't I do this before when I started investing? Good idea. Okay, let's see. Oh my gosh. Woo, immediate tons of pressure. So I see, sense, and feel the energies. I also will hear things, be guided however the guides want me to see, whether they're the guides of Tony Zhu or some of the soul of the company, DoorDash. Oh, okay. So immediate tons of pressure on the chest, tons, and throat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let me tune in some more. So this is stuff that once we start working with a company, we would look into, dive deeper, clear that energy so we can shift and create new opportunities. Okay. So what I'm seeing is like this vision of wanting to lay and relax in the sand, like chill, which I think is also for like the customers, right? The customers of DoorDash, they're chilling. No one's chilling, but preferably some people are chilling. A lot of people are working. That's why these services, Uber Eats, DoorDash, and all that are around, right? But what I'm seeing is this like grayed out. It's almost like when you look at a screen and the screen's not showing you the full image because maybe you don't have enough internet service or something's not working properly with your TV. So it's kind of like grayed out, like this desire, but it's just like on the other side and it's not currently accessible. So bringing that into awareness, which obviously a lot of this stuff is metaphorical. Okay, let's see. So there's a metaphorical reason for that, right? And wanting to give the people, the clients, the employees, all that dream. It's almost like a carrot is being dangled in front of you. You just can't reach it, right? So that would be something to shift energetically that we could look into. What else am I seeing? It also has some machine-like energy. So the thing about like how we did Disney last week is a lot of these bigger companies kind of turn into a machine and it's like the machine takes over instead of like the people. So that's what's really important. That's where like we want to get involved with these companies because there is a new consciousness happening and Heather's more eloquent at describing it. So I'll let you do that in a minute, of bringing the humanality back into it so that we can all rise together versus this machine taking over because it's not necessarily always beneficial. Okay, what else? Yeah, it's like one leg. If I were to look at like the robot machine thing, it's like one leg is stomping things out and then the other is reaching for higher ground. So there's like a split, there's a divide. If I were to say around the souls part, it only feels like about 25% of it is a machine that's trying to take over. So I think that is also interesting, just after doing Disney last week.
Mhm.
Yeah, and a lot of energy on the throat. So the voice isn't there. The voice isn't totally activated and congruent with the CEO and the company and what's being relayed out to the public. Okay, I think that's a good stopping point.
Okay, cool. Do you want me to should I channel the energy first, or do my little share what I've been channeling for the last couple of years around corporations?
Yeah, whatever you feel called to.
Okay, so what Bethany was referencing to a couple minutes ago was that not only I have a 15 plus career, 15 years in corporate America as a vice president and a multi-award winning sales strategist and process designer. But I started channeling out of the blue a couple of years ago. And one of the first things and a consistent message that I've been channeling is that as this planet is shifting, as the energy of this planet is shifting and people are waking up and the vibration is starting to raise, we're moving more into a service to others, a service to the collective environment, and the structures that are not service to others, that are more service to self and really focused around corruption and greed. It's just not going to be available for them to stay standing. It's just, they don't meet the vibration that the earth is moving to. So, if a corporation, which we looked at Disney last week, and you guys can go back to either one of our Instagram walls or profiles and check out our channeling that we did around Disney. We both saw in our own ways, we channel a little bit differently, but we both saw that the machine kind of is taking over and that they've lost touch really with the human side. And I saw that there's a little bit of that Disney's leading with the human side, but really it was it's starting to become out of control. So for those corporations that aren't really truly keeping at the heart and center of their business service to collective, if they're still operating on wanting to make the most amount of profit, and it's a greed and corrupt type of push, those companies are not going to stay intact, because it's just not going to be able to move up the vibrational level that the earth is moving. So that's kind of what Bethany was referencing. And I channel this all the time. They tell me that these businesses are dismantling because it's what's going to best serve humanity. And so these new corporations or corporations that are in place now that want to stay relevant and improve not only in profit, but also expand and really be part of the service to the collective environment, which is going to be what's going to sustain. It's time to shift. It's time to shift the way they're looking at the company. It's time to shift the way they do business. It's time the way that they shift on where they're putting their energy and focus. So we see that a lot when we're looking at companies, especially the big ones. It's time to shift or else something's going to happen. So I like the channel with shamanic drumming. It gets me plugged in and quickly, and then my guides will start queuing up. And I also see visions and get like this like dump of information in my heart center, which is my portal. And I have a team of guides, as Bethany does, that gets this information from a cosmic level. They see all things, know all things, and they dump it into me, and then I translate it for you guys into English. So let me take a look and see what I see.
So good.
All right. Also start clearing my throat when I start channeling. Okay. All right, it's starting to take formation here. This visual. It's so funny. I heard you talk about, Bethany, like some pressure, and I was seeing the same thing. So I also feel pressure on my throat in here. It's also in my back. It feels heavy. And yeah, I feel the same pressure. It's so cool. I love it. And how I'm seeing it is that it's this, they're showing it to me in a box. They seem to do this a lot with businesses for me. They're showing me this like box, and it's filled in and dense, and it's also the pressure is radiating in. It feels like how I'm translating this and what it feels, what they're showing me here is that there's a lot of pressure within the business. There's a lot of pressure, and I'm gonna see if they can show me more about this, but Yeah, and outside of this dark, dense box, that's filled in, it's dark, it's this dark color. Outside of it, it represents outside of the company, so clients in the rest of the world. And there's a disconnect with connecting with their clients or with the outside world, and a lot of the attention and pressure is being put in, like it's almost like it's not that it's imploding, but it's like what I'm getting is that instead of what could be done, instead of, this is where we could go deeper at some point, but we could look and see, what is this pressure? Where is this coming from? What is it doing? How is it not serving the company? But I can tell you from a high level, because that's kind of the second step that we would do with companies, is go deeper. From a higher level, I can tell you that the focus isn't about serving necessarily holistically. The focus isn't about looking at the markets and seeing how they can serve the markets better. It's about pressuring and building and doing more without looking to see what's actually going to serve. All right, so now I'm going to look at the CEO real quick. Ooh, lots of pressure on my throat. All right, I'm just gonna give a little, just touch on it a little bit, but I'm just feeling into this. He's okay. So what they're showing me is the CEO outside of this very high pressured box. And he's pushing on the box. He's pushing on it. So he's not inside of it, he's outside of it. And how I'm translating this for you is it right immediately what comes in is pressure to grow. There's pressure to grow, but the focus isn't being put where it needs to be put in order to grow and sustain growth and really become this is what's coming in. Like I'm trying to verbatim say the words that are coming. To be able to grow and sustain growth in a healthy way and stay relevant and really step into more of maybe even owning more of the market, the focus needs to be redirected. There's just so much pressure being applied within the business. The attention is in the wrong places, is what I'm getting. All right, let me just see if there's anything else. It's heavy. So I'm asking my guides, okay, is this the type of pressure? Like, is there any way to release the pressure? And they're showing me, like, if you were to stick a needle in it, it's not going to explode. It's so pressurized that it's almost self-sustaining. Like if you took away the walls of the box, this pressure is still there. All right, I'm just checking in again to see if there's anything else they want to share that's relevant. All right, yeah, there's something else. I'm just giving them time to bring it in. Yeah, they're showing me the CEO again. It's like high level again. The CEO, what I'm seeing is that he's managing or he's involved from an external perspective, like a lot of pressure, a lot of push. It's kind of what's the word? It's like he's using his brain, right? He's like looking at it from a logical perspective, trying to figure out, strategy and process, etc. They're saying he needs to put himself into the business. He literally needs to insert himself, and they're showing him looking around, like taking note of the health of the company from within. There's a lot of pressure to grow, a lot of pressure to build, or a lot of pressure in general. And that pressure is causing steam, they're showing me, but not steam in order to power and move forward like a locomotive, but more steam of like, it's creating a lot of pressure within even the workers that are there, within the people that work within the company, which from personal experience, and I'm channeling this, but 15 years in corporate, when you create this type of pressure on people, you end up going backwards. You end up not growing in the way that you're able to, or that you're capable of, because that's right. All right. They're saying that and maybe this is maybe what you were seeing with the robot a little bit, Bethany, is that people are being pressured into like becoming kind of robotic, right? It's like there's not a lot of and this might not be every department. This is looking at this holistically, but there's a lot of pressure and it's starting to feel really heavy. And then again, they're saying in order to expand and grow, and they're showing that they're not getting the recognition. They're not being seen. Like they're not like one of the first names people think of necessarily. And that will change if they shift their shift their attention and where they're applying their energy, and they shift their focus from applying pressure to which we're not going to get into today, but applying their energy in other areas to be more of a service to others, which starts with your associates, by the way. Service to others versus how big can we grow, how much money can we make, how much can we move up the Fortune 500 type of list. That's not the right focus. That will come once we redirect the focus of the people in charge to become more of a service to others type of business. All
right. So there you have it. That is, I mean, she gave a lot of additional information there. So if you were to think of us, a whole bunch of healers, we have a whole team of corporate healers hanging out with the CEO, hanging out with the board of advisors, et cetera, directors, getting these downloads. And over time, usually our containers are about 6 months, and bringing in the healing, bringing in the guidance, bringing in systems and strategies to create what we are seeing and channeling, and having that implemented throughout the company is where the magic is.
Yeah. And nothing lights me up more than doing this. I was doing this before my corporate job, and now combined with the channeling, it's this like unlimited magical set of tools that we have within this company, and that our healers that we work with in the company have various backgrounds that when we apply them all together, like business backgrounds, finance backgrounds, tech backgrounds, when we apply those together with the cosmic healing, it's really an unbeatable combination. So nothing lights me up more than doing this for you guys.
If you know anyone at DoorDash, send it on over.
No, you're welcome.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right, bye guys. Later.